Send out the live announcement. And then we can actually go live. Whoa. Live now. There we go. There we go. Didn't get the iPhone working, but I had another issue. I had something I needed to grab off my server really quick, and for some reason my computer was not communicating to my server rack, to my server specifically. Like, it couldn't access either of my NAS boxes, so I had to do a reboot. Now it's fine. I ain't live till you're live. Yep. Hello, folks. Good afternoon. Your IT guy's here. Cybertruck printer. It does look like a Cybertruck printer. I think it mostly looks like a wine cooler. Like those wine coolers that have the glass front. It's a super simple little mini fridge with a glass front. That's why I call it the spicy mini fridge, because it's an active chamber heater mini fridge. Hello. Figured Bluetooth popped out again. I stopped relying on Bluetooth. The keyboard, I found one of the Logitech dongles, and the keyboard's running on the dongle. It still is a little flaky, so something's up there, but at least whatever. Better to be late than Nomad had last night. Oh boy, I didn't catch that. I was busy working, so. Looks promising, yes. So, we got the Qidi X-Plus 4, their new mid-size 3D printer with a 305 by 305 on X and Y and 280 millimeter tall build volume. Active chamber heating, much more mature looking design aesthetic versus the old one, the previous, big X on the sides of the machines and whatever. So yeah. Yeah. So we'll give a minute for folks to pop in. Live announcement just went out. And we'll get to unboxing this thing, because I have a feeling it's going to go fairly quickly. Because it's an assembled machine. We're not building anything. Yeah. Just checking, making sure I'm not missing anything on my end. Keep hearing random noises from the XL behind me, and I am not. Do not fail on me. Don't fail. Nice positron enclosure you got there. This would be an excellent positron enclosure, except the electronics probably wouldn't be happy about it. God, why? Uh-oh. Yep. Keyboard just dropped out again. But now it's back. What the heck? It's being like really unresponsive. I wonder if it's because it doesn't have a straight enough shot to the dongle. Yeah, it seems a little better out here. Ay. Those Logitech dongles are so finicky. I have that problem on my desktop. Okay, so we are looking at, I might as well just go, let's run down some spec stuff. I have a pinned affiliate link in the chat if anybody's interested in this machine. But this is the new Qidi Plus 4. I guess it's not the X Plus 4, it's just the Plus 4 now. I keep thinking it should be like the Qidi 4 Plus, not Plus 4. I don't know. I find I had to put the dongle on an extension to get closer for your keyboard. I had to do that in the old studio too. I had a long USB extension with the dongle like right at the workbench. Maybe I'm gonna have to do that here too. Wireless. So, okay, running through specs, $799 price tag. Not a cheap machine, but 65-degree active chamber heater, 2nd gen. I assume that means it's the 110-volt heater, not the 24-volt heater of the Plus 3. Major upgrade, no other machine has. It's now got 9mm belts. They really wanted me to make a point about this. In fact, one second, I have a video that they really wanted me to show folks. This is not sponsored by Qidi at all. They did provide this machine for me to check out, but it is not sponsored. But Let me find that video real quick. Hello, welcome in, Jose. Sibus, welcome in, welcome in. All right, let me move these videos real quick to somewhere where I can grab them. Somewhere where I can grab them quick. I forgot to do this before stream, sorry. All right. If it's a glass door, don't give it to Uncle Jesse. I'm pretty sure it is a glass door. Pretty sure. Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna lose you for a second here while a video plays. I've been kind of terrible about promoting my Fabled Creatures series of desk statues, home decorations that you could use to spice up your Halloween decor or any day of the year, make your house just a little bit spookier. The Fabled Creatures are a line of 3D models from myth, legend, folk tales, and beyond. We have Gregor the Gargoyle, the Eldritch Abomination, the Dark Lord Cthulhu, the Appalachian Terror, Mothman, and coming very soon, the Grim Reaper. We also already have the next designs after the Grim Reaper in the works, so look out real soon for an announcement about that. If you want to get the STLs Hey, look, you can hear me now. Oh, their video is... Why is it so small? Why is it so small? This is a very well-produced live stream, Alan. Transform, fit to screen. I don't know why it's so darn small. I get a lot of comments about the 300mm tall Cthulhu I have in my office. Sick. Okay, so the big thing they wanted me to make a note about with this machine, sorry for this oh so well set up video here. This is a newer machine with a new 9mm belt on it, which the X-Max 3 had a 9mm belt as well, but it is a finer tooth pitch. So it's a 1.5 tooth belt, like a GT 1.5 instead of a GT2, I believe it is what our usual belt pitch is. So a finer belt pitch, supposedly going to reduce VFA because you're going to have less distance between each tooth. Technically, it should be higher resolution. Don't know. They're the first to go this direction with this belt that I'm aware of. They claim, who knows? You know, somebody else was probably done it on a custom machine at this point, but this machine now has that functionality. Okay, back to my workbench here. Sorry for that. High production value. High production value is fun. Yeah, I need somebody else to set up scenes behind the scenes. Ruby did help me lift this on the box. Neither of us has, both of our bodies have been like a little achy, I think, with the change of the weather, so I was not looking to picking this up. This is a 75-pound box, so this is a very spicy machine. I think it's metal enclosure, glass components. Yeah, we're gonna find out when we get it apart. Maybe it's plastic, I don't know. But thank you very much, Andrew Rogers, for the super chat. So, I feel the hardest work on the stream was removing the V-core from the bench first. Actually, this was more annoying to put on the bench than, I don't know what it is. I think the V-core is probably heavier than this, but it felt less unwieldy than picking this up did. Also, if anybody hasn't seen, on my Discord, I've got a, on my Discord, I've got a build thread that I've been continuing working on the V-Core 4 in it versus on streams. And I designed a new rear arm mount. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it real quick. I think I put it on Twitter. I designed a new rear arm for the V-Core 4 that uses Wagos. So it makes removal of the bed a snap, literally. Unsnap a couple of levers on a couple of Wagos. There it is. Let me share a screen real quick. You unsnap a couple of Wagos and you can remove the wiring Can't really center this much better, sorry. You can undo the wiring there, so you can easily remove the bed. Much more like an LDO style for the Voron kits. Totally where I took the inspiration from, of course. So yeah, I'll be releasing that. But anyway, point being, that allowed me to remove the bed in a matter of seconds, and it made removing the machine off the bench so much easier to not have the bed in there. I will release that design once I'm 100% that it works properly. So once I get the machine printing, I'll release that design. I don't see any reason why it won't, but just in case in the last second I find there's an interference issue with something, I need to hold off. I know a bed that can be removed in literal seconds. It's also really good. It's on a really good 3D printer. Huh? Interesting. I'll have to look for kits for that. All right. Okay, I guess we're ready to start unboxing this thing at this point. We've got the Qidi X-Plus 4 here, so let's get into this. They want you to, of course, open the top and lift it out of the box. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go ahead and cut the box off of it. I'm going to cut all the way around the base and do the like Prusa XL unboxing, where I don't have to lift this thing again. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully I don't cut into anything important. We'll find out. Wire cutters are a speedy removal tool. Let's get Jean up here. She can keep you folks entertained while I cut the rest of the way around the box. Coming around the other side. Okay. Famous last words. I know. It's a dangerous game, but I'm playing it. Let's see if I can get to anything from the top. Does Jean get the box? Of course Jean gets the box. Jean always gets the boxes. It's her favorite thing about my job. It's her favorite thing about this job. I'm sure there's stuff in the top here. So here's a USB drive, thumb drive, quick start guide, piece of foam, Jean's other favorite part of this stuff. Oh, wow, why is that stuck in there? Oh, there we go. The glass top comes out separate. Glass top comes out separate. Let's take this off. Big chunk of stiff styrofoam. Big chunk of stiff styrofoam, and now I think we might be able to lift this off. Airline box inspection specialist. She is the in-house materials specialist when it comes to cardboard. How's the rat rig coming along? It is coming along pretty well. Feels like we're cut through most of the way. Hi, baby. Look out, you're gonna get your cut. She's inspecting the box. Yes, she is. Didn't miss the printer reveal. Welcome in, Petty Ruxpin. Just in time. She didn't appreciate the packing material, though. She's making sure the cuts are straight. They were not. She can try and make sure, but they weren't. Wow. Really soft rubber on whatever this piece is. Corner protector, probably. Okay. That helped, but I'm still in the box. At the bottom. So... don't know. I think we're gonna... I don't want to lay it down because it's a glass door here. Yeah, that's glass. Oh, there's a pair of recessed handles in here. That's cool. Stepped on a corner. There's a pair of recessed corners in the top up here. Excellent idea. Great idea, Qidi. Because I have never liked the bamboo way of grabbing the bag and lifting it out. It's never felt like a good idea to me. I wonder how many bags have ripped with people pulling a bamboo out of the box like that. I can't get to the handles. Zelda, where are you going? Scared the cats off. Looks like an 8-bit bamboo. I guess. All right. That is so handy. That is so handy. Welcome in, Moji 3D. Qidi Plus 4, yes. Bamboo bags are surprisingly strong. They are. I still don't like the idea of it. I love a spicy mini fridge. Nice title. Yeah. All right. Okay, so the panels are plastic. I wasn't sure. They look like metal, but they look like metal, but they are plastic. Let's get this out of this bag, if I can. It's a lot more manageable with these handles. So I added handles to my 2.4. Yeah, I've got handles in my 2.4, and I'm putting them on the Trident. It is exceptionally nice, but these are really nice because they... Ah! Okay, let me change the second camera angle. We'll take a closer look. Change the second camera angle. So these handles, they recess into here. So when the glass top's on, they're not really like, it looks like the glass top goes around them, I think. Yes. The glass top goes around them. So you can still access them with the glass top on, but you can also do it with it off. That's cool. I don't know. I like that. It's such a simple, simple, but I really like it. I also quite like this handle on the glass here. It just, I like stealthy angular looks. They got me. They got me there. Simple yet effective. Yep. I'm definitely seeing this machine as a more mature, like this is such a, I don't know if the hardware is a generational leap for Qidi by any means, but they very much matured when it comes to the design architecture of this thing. The previous Qidi machines really, I think a lot of people ribbed on them for the aesthetic of them. I liked it, but I can understand why plenty of people didn't. So I think they took that to heart with this machine and they made a much more like mature looking aesthetic, a much more modern, clean aesthetic. So this one also comes with a pre-installed 1080p webcam in here. I like that. No needing to add a webcam. In 2024, printers should have cameras. I just added one to the rat rig build. It's one of the things I dislike about the Prusa XL. I wish it had a camera out of the box anyway, but 3D Disciple, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Okay, let's see about this thing. Prusa, I know. The Mark IV and the XL, but I had to come down here last night and check on this print that's running. With the size of the V-Core, you need a cinema camera. I added a 4K 3DO cam. It's right here in the front, looking down at the bed. I found a sick, it's a beast. The rat rig is a beast. Well, maybe we'll try and do a size comparison between these two in a bit. We'll order some of those glute mugs after watching your last live streams. I love these things. I thought they'd be really fragile because they're like kind of legit beaker glasses. I thought they'd be really fragile. I was really worried was really worried these handles will break off easily, but I've got 2 of these and I haven't broken them yet, and I'm not gentle on glass. Prusa doesn't run Clipper though, so a little harder to integrate natively. Prusa Connect has the option for webcam. Their newer software they come out with, the Prusa Connect for managing their printers, does have the capability of adding on webcams within it. You can do an ESP32 cam, a Wi-Fi camera, and you can tie it into that currently. And a little birdie told me that there's cameras on the way. So I'll leave it at that. So anyway, I added a 4K webcam to the VCore 4 because the VCore 4 500, a 500 millimeter machine without a camera is silly. And like, Connect does, but it's still not integral. It's not as integral as Clipper by any means, absolutely. A 500 millimeter build volume machine, every print's going to be 24 hours plus, you know? So that needed a camera. And honestly, it's one of the things I wish it came with a camera, personally. I think a 3DO cam coming with that would have been perfectly reasonable and logical to me. I've got a few things. I'm going to end up doing a review about the VCore 4. Now that I put it together, I'm going to do a quickie review on Mandic Labs, like a 5-10 minute review, just going down like the build notes, the things that I don't like about the kit, the things I love about it, and of course once I get some print experience in. So yeah. All right, back to this thing. Let's take a look at the setup guide. Quick setup. I downloaded the quick setup. Where is it? Or did I? No, I just opened the download link. Instructions. All right, we've already got this thing out of the box. They have their own Qidi slicer. I haven't installed it on here yet. I have the beta version of Orca Slicer has the X-Plus 4. I keep wanting to say X-Plus 4, the Plus 4 in here. Bamboo released new info about a Q series coming in Q1 25. Yeah, I posted about it on Twitter and Facebook as well as Discord. Interesting. They released info, but they actually released no info. Their information they released was the most lacking information there was. It's going to be better than every other machine on the market. It's coming Q1 2025. It's going to be priced above the Bamboo X1 series, which the X1 series, remember, includes the X1E. So the X1E is a $2,500 machine. I'm expecting the new machine to be $2,500 at minimum. I'm thinking $3,000 up. I think it's gonna be $3,000. Anyway, pure speculation, no inside information. Where else was that? 3DHP, welcome in. Hello from Vegas. Hello, welcome into the stream. All right, back to the instructions. So it looks like we get, I forgot the X1E existed. A lot of people forget that the X1E existed, and I think that was a conscious choice. Okay, back to rumor mill. I think it was a conscious choice that when they said, well, it's going to be positioned above our X1 series, I think they know it's going to be above the X1E in price point and everything. And so they kind of banked on people being like, oh, well, the X1's $1,500. So like, it'll be like a $2,000 printer, forgetting that a $2,500 X1E exists. So anyway, yeah. Where did they release info? On Twitter. If you check my Twitter or their Twitter, I posted it, I reposted it, as well as I screen grabbed it and compiled it together a little bit so you can see all the info in one picture. So we've got a flathead screwdriver, scraper, a 7mm spanner, I'm assuming for nozzle changes. Oh, it even came with an Ethernet cable, that's nice. I gotta get a switch mounted up where the printers are going for these purposes. Remove the upper foam, we already got it out of the box. Okay, we've got to put a handle on it. And you want us to put the handle on and the screen first. Let me find those. Where are they? Oh. Right here in the box with a little picture of the screen and the handle. Duh. Bring this thing up. Going up. Wow, that's the filament they sent with it. That's a joke. I thought the 3s came with filament. I could be wrong. I need to switch my 3D printing room. Wi-Fi just doesn't cut it. Wi-Fi is perfectly fine, but I definitely have minor issues. The biggest problem I currently have is that even enough for a boat? I bet it's enough for a boat. The biggest problem I have is I have too many Wi-Fi devices, so it starts to get really noisy, and then I get devices connecting to the wrong access points because I don't have that well tuned in the house yet. It's annoying. Okay, where's the handle? Ah, there it is. Door handle. So I gotta work on getting my Wi-Fi tuned better. There's an access point like in this corner of the studio, and still printers try to connect into the house all the time. So gotta work on that. Use the tools they provide, or I could use my own. They came with a small quarter kilogram spool. Oh, okay. I swore maybe it was just that they sent me a full kilogram with the X Max 3. Might have been. Might have been. I don't remember. Alright, so this handle comes with screws on it. Install a satellite to help with your Wi-Fi? No, I'm alright. Thanks, Jeff. I'm okay. I'll get it dialed in. I just haven't bothered to tune it as well as I need to. That's the problem. Because for the longest time I wasn't working out here in the studio, so I didn't really need to tune it better. Okay. Open up the door. Oh, oops. This cable for the screen was taped to the door. Oops. Probably do the peel. Get a view of this thing so I can do a peel. I mean, ceiling units can help boost signal. Oh, no. I have a full Ubiquiti Wi-Fi network with access points all over. The access point is not currently mounted to the ceiling, but it's like 5 feet away from me on top of my server rack at the moment. So thank you. I got all that. Ubiquiti hooked it up this year. Ubiquiti really helped out with the new studio. So thank you to them. One peel down. There's a peel on the inside too. Boom. My problem right now is actually that I have too many access points. I put in too many when I set up the house because the old house in Philadelphia was a brick building, and as such, my camera could really be pointed down a fair bit. The house is brick, so I needed a lot of access points because Wi-Fi just did not penetrate through that house. I had like 5 APs in that house. Now the problem here is I put 4 APs in this house. It's too many. I could probably have gotten away with 2. 1 in the studio, 1 in the house if I more centrally located the one I put in the house. I didn't expect it to be so powerful, so I put it in a spot I really shouldn't have. So, whatever. Just reduce power on a couple. I've tried, and I have, but then there's like some devices that just refuse. Like the Mark IV. The Mark IV, for whatever reason, refuses to connect to this AP. It is 5 feet away from this AP. I reduced the power of the AP in the house to the lowest setting, and then the Mark IV still, when I try to force it to reconnect, it still connects to the one in the house. What I need to do is unhook the other APs, so the only AP it can connect to is this one. And then in Ubiquiti's UI, I can lock it to it. I can like hard lock it to it. So it can only connect to that one. That's what I need to do. You need to lock some particulars. The problem is I need to get it to connect to that AP. Ubiquiti doesn't have a way. The one thing I wish, and I understand this is not really a them problem. I get that it's on the hardware, on the device end, the client end, not on their end. They don't have a way to steer things to the AP you want. I can't say, hey, tell this device to hook up to this AP. I just can't do that. The device connects to whatever the device connects to. So I need to disable all the other access points like someday when nobody else is home and they're not going to lose internet. And then connect it, the one access point I need, lock it to it, and then I need to go around the house and do that to various things and lock them to the access points they need. I'll get to it eventually. So, okay, we got the peels off of that. Now we can get the door handle onto this thing. MAC address filtering, yeah, over my head. I know just enough about networking to be dangerous, and that's it. Now, just enough to be dangerous. Hi, I can help. I know you can, Nomad. You help so much already. I appreciate that. As you are a moderator in this chat, you're a moderator on my Discord channel that you created. Fairly sure the reason I have a positron kit is because you told Jason to send me one. Have you set up the XL with a computer in the wrong AP's range? Haven't looked into the data structure of the USB Wi-Fi setup on the Prusa, but it could be that the XL looks for the AP with the specific MAC address. Actually, Brian, welcome in, BV3D. Actually, the XL is one of the only machines that did steer where I wanted it to. That's not the one I have the problem with. It's the Mark IV. Part of the problem, too, with the Mark IV... Oh, I absolutely beg Jason. Yeah. Part of the problem with the Mark IV is the... I still haven't fixed the Mark IV from when I broke the antenna for the Mark IVS upgrade. That's the NFC antenna. Okay, screen time. Brian, you got one of these, didn't you? I'm pretty sure I saw you did a video on this. I try not to watch other people's videos about machines before I start to play with them, so like I have a fresh experience without being colored by somebody else's opinions. Okay, screen. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Screen gets a JST plug into the back of it for, I guess, serial connection, I would assume. And feed the wire in a little bit. Oh, there's a wire channel on it. That's cool. I do the same thing. Can't watch other videos till I do mine. Yeah. Glad I'm not alone. Okay, so this goes this way? Looks like. I mean, I could look at the instructions. It does. It goes this way. This way, but I gotta feed it in a little bit. Go, 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 go. Why is that like not being a very intuitive like click in? I can see the holes you're supposed to line up with. Feels like you're not lining up. There we go. There we go. Doesn't have tilt adjustment. Yeah, I wish it does. I see that already. Fixed location, which I'm used to fixed location. Tilt would be nice, but yeah. Instructions, pff, who needs those? I just raw dog it. There are some sentences I regret typing, and then I speak them out in chat or in stream. So here we go. Well, now you have a 3D printer. You're not wrong. Okay, that's it. We power it up now. Cool. Power cord. That's it for now. Power cord it. I got Modbot to make a drag queen joke yesterday. All right. You know, there is that. Some of us streamers have that lack of filter where we're like, oh, we got to keep engagement up, so we got to read out the comments as they come in, and then we do the Ron Burgundy thing of reading whatever's on the teleprompter. This cord is a little short for my current setup. Yeah, there's plenty of cable length to design some type of pivoting mount. I don't know that I feel like doing it, but it could be done. It looks like it'd be doable, so. Can you throw some force on the print head and see if it moves? We'll do that in a second. I want to get this thing powered up first, but yes, we'll do that. I don't have a power strip mounted to the bench yet like I usually do, so yeah. So I gotta reach a little bit here. I don't wanna set up this bench too much till I get this top surface finished, so. Oh, the power cord plugs in on the side. Does it? Yep, it's over there on the side. Okay, you can push it flatter against the wall, I guess. Hey, that's what I haven't done. We usually do on my streams. Let's spin this around before I power it up and take a look at the board in it. I imagine it's probably the same stuff they've been running. We'll find out. Let's find out. I see my electric screwdriver is working. It is. Where does the spool holder go? It goes up at the top. You can't see it right now. It goes up here and then sticks up so you can access it from the front of the machine, I believe. There's a little diagram. Yeah, right over here, there's 4 screws that you remove and it mounts there so you can access it from the front. So, oh, there's a poop chute. There's a poo chute. They are supposedly coming out with their own AMS. Supposedly, Qidi's coming out with an AMS in Q1 of 2025, I believe the website says. So we'll see. There's a poop chute. There is. Isn't that cute? It's a really small opening, which the bamboo one is prone to clogging up. So I don't necessarily love that. Yeah, for their AMS. Yep. The Qidi box, I think they call it. Let's take a look quick. It's on the product page. If theirs gets released, yeah. Active chamber heating. The chamber heater is totally enclosed, not accessible by sticking fingies in there. For those who care about that, I felt that was overblown on the Q1 Pro, but I understand why some people didn't. Where is it? I saw it on the product page. Oh, there it is. It's in this section. Qidi Studio, Qidi mobile app. Oh, they have their own mobile app now. Awesome. There it is. The compatible with Qidi box, a multi-filament automatic feeding box launching in 2025. So we'll see if that ever comes around. When that comes around, don't know. Will this machine still be in my studio by then? I also don't know. Looks like there's a party going on inside the electronics box due to LEDs. Okay. Let's take a look. I bet it's the same stuff it is on most of their machines. All right. It's an X7V1. I assume their own board here. So yeah, built-in SBC and MCU system. Pretty straightforward. How many extra USB ports are there? It's kind of an MKS skipper board, yes. There are no extra USB ports. You've got a USB port up at the top for USB stick. You've got the webcam plugged into one, and then there's a Wi-Fi module plugged into another one. It is plastic. Feels like plastic sides. Is this plastic or aluminum? Yeah, it's plastic. It's plastic. So there is, it looks like, no, I was gonna say it looked like there's insulation inside of there, but you could. What a rat's nest. Yeah, Qidi really does not bother to particularly well cable manage their stuff. Kind of annoys me. But yeah. Okay. There's a SSR up in there for the chamber heater. And that looks like it. I don't see an SSR for the bed, so I don't know if it's mains powered or not. Can't tell. All right. It is insulated, apparently. I do not see any insulation panels. Well, okay. There's some insulation. Nope, I'm wrong. There is insulation inside of there. We'll get to that. There's a bit of insulation in there. A bit. So we'll take a look as we get in. Is the grill to exhaust from the chamber? Yes, it is. And there is a fan in there. There's a fan in there and a chute. Okay, good. Because the Q1 Pro had a fan opening. I think it even had a fan, but it had no chute. So when the chamber would exhaust heat, the Q1 Pro would exhaust it into the electronics box. That does not have this. Iconic, welcome in. Ekozad, sorry for butchering a name. MKR board, it looks like it's a MakerBase clone board, yes. So probably made by MakerBase. Kind of a skipper board, not quite the same as the previous one, but very, very close. Same design philosophy. Wonder if that means it'll be easy to port onto mainline clipper. I know their clipper is now on v.12, so we should have all the proper like the ability to all the good functions of current clipper release with the adaptive meshing to only mesh where you need and such. So they're at least up on somewhat current clipper now. That was the biggest thing. A lot of them, they were stuck on a v.10 for a long time. So a lot of good functionality just wasn't coming in that had been added. This looks like a high temp candidate unless enclosure is like 2 microns thick. It's not, but it also is mildly insulated. There is some insulation in there. Want to know something crazy? Maybe. Is that a Hodo screwdriver? Nope. It is a iFu Mini. I usually have it tagged in the description, but I don't know. LDO throws out positron beds that aren't within 0.001 millimeter. That is crazy. That's finer. That's a finer flatness than the machined aluminum ones I usually get. Okay, just look back through these instructions. All right, I'm gonna plug this thing in now. Plug it in, we'll turn it around. Fire it up. Zombie Hedgehog, welcome, welcome. How many monsters can this thing fit? Quite a few. Definitely a bit, but only problem is I keep putting monsters in it and they keep coming out hot. I don't know why. What a terrible mini fridge. All right, let's fire this thing up. How's the Trident build? It's sitting on a shelf waiting to get back to it right now. I unboxed it last week. It's up on the shelf waiting for us. So hopefully soon we'll get back to it. I need to finish the LDO Milo build. Once I get the Milo build done, we can move on. Oh, I gotta turn on the power strip. I think. Yep, powering up. Lower this down. Dark Third Dimension, welcome back. How about the rat rig? Rat rig is going. That is blown the heck out with the light. Let's see if we turn this. There we go. Rat rig is on the floor behind me there. I've been plugging away at it. If you're not in my Discord, I've been doing some updates as I've been going along, continuing the build in Discord with a build thread. So there's more info in there. We'll return to it soon. I don't know if I'm going to do another stream on the rat rig yet. Probably just a few comments indicated that their PSUs were not set properly. It should have been 115. Might want to give it a little glance. I don't know where the power supply is because it says on the side of the machine this is a 115 volt machine. So I don't know. Your voice hasn't changed, so you had help getting it off the bench. No, I took it off the bench myself. I see it now. It's on the bottom. Yeah. Let's flip this up. Take a look. As he tilts it on the cord. Whatever. Sure enough, it came on 240 or 230. So you're right. This one did. This little sticker on the side. The little sticker on the side says this is a 115, 110 volt machine. Well, 100 volt to 130 volt machine, but it is not properly set up. He did that on my and putting them in my car too. Whatever. I abuse machines. What do you want? Beverage of Choice Fund. Thank you, Moji3D, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Yep. Power supply was not properly switched. Thank you, Brian. I don't know if the bed is 120 volt. We'll get to that shortly. I don't think so, but maybe. That's crazy they don't set it depending on where it's shipping. Yeah, that is definitely a miss, especially since the sticker on the side. You know, a lot of machines, the sticker on the side will say, check the power supply. Makes sense. It's right below here, and it is right below there. But it doesn't say that. It says this is a 115 volt machine. It was set wrong. Oh, woo. Imagine the average bamboo user having trouble with cord would do this. Yeah. Okay. Well, the bed says this thing's 310 by 310, but their website says it's 305 by 305. Interesting. All right, English is my language. Remove. Oh, hey, it's giving me a walkthrough of continuing here. Wants me to remove cable ties off of the inside. Your typical Core XY cable ties. Nothing to see here. Next, let me guess. Remove the cardboard. Nope, wants to remove the screws off the bed. Or out of the bed. Clipper, no, it is Clipper V.12. They actually properly updated to V.12 for once. So, I'm sure it's still their own branch of Clipper, but it's at least, it is V.12. Glad they went bigger than the X-Plus 3. Yeah, me too. I think 300 millimeters is the sweet spot for a mid-sized machine, I think. What size of bed does it have? 310 by 310. And 280 on Z, I believe. All right. Oh, there's an activated charcoal filter. Oh, it's a whole retainer piece. That's nice. I don't even have to peel the screws off. Yeah, the website says the build volume is 305 by 305 by 280, but the sheet, the build sheet, you probably can't read it. It's a little too small from this distance, but the build sheet says 310 by 310. I don't know. Wow, that bag does not want to come off. There we go. So, textured PEI on both sides of the bed. And yeah. Good end stops on the bed too. Probably extra space for prime line. Could be. We'll find out. Okay, we took those 4 out of there. About to move the motions. Make sure everything's out of the way. All right. And the bed is moving. It says 3. Oh yeah, you're right. It does 305 on the bed surround. You're right. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll check out the config and see if we can't push it. A lot of companies. Can you please review the Seaboard Trident all-wheel drive? No. 1, Seaboard hates me. They will not send me products anymore. Those people do not like me because I reviewed their products honestly twice. So no, because I'm not buying it. 2, their all-wheel drive kit is based on an old, outdated version of a Trident all-wheel drive. So, like, I could build an all-wheel drive setup with a newer, more proper design. And 3, I'm pretty sure they originally did not even reach out to the designers of the all-wheel drive system before they released their version of it. So, not cool, in my opinion. Bearded Printer, welcome as a Chief Science Officer. Welcome to joining in to the memberships. Appreciated. Pre-lubricated, yes. The lead screws are nicely lubricated out of the box. So, yeah. Looks like it's cycling the bed up and down just to give it a good feel. Fine with that. Interesting little like learn process. Make sure everything's all right. Get some. It's probably a great way to spread the lube up and down the lead screws too. So solid call. Solid call. Stop short of bumping off the nozzle. If anybody's not familiar, whoop. Weird, it looked like a sleeve in video. What sleeve? Oh, it has a sleeve in it. Check the middle screw rod. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Anyway, install a spool holder. Okay. Where's the spool holder? Here it is. Like a plastic cover on the lead screws? No. No, the lead screws were oiled. They're greased. So maybe that's, if you're seeing something, that's what you're seeing. The lead screws are greased. So thick layer lube. Yeah, it was greased. All right. Let me move this camera a little bit. Come in a little closer. Okay. All right, AFK. All right, Nomad. See you in a bit. Okay, let's spin this around so we got the spool holder on. Focus and moving reflections. Yeah. Spool holder goes here. If anybody's not familiar, error. There we go. If anybody's not familiar, if you join up as a channel member, as I throw things around, if you join up, gotta get going. All right, Brian, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Talk to you. Error. If you join up as a channel member on the $5 and above tier, the lab assistant tier, you do get access to my premier 3D models, my premium 3D models, my, let me show you real quick. Actually, what I got printing on the XL right now back there is one of my Gregor the Gargoyle. I've actually got it printing at 325% back there, almost maxing out the build volume on the XL right now, but I've got various other ones as well. We've got Cthulhu the Dark Lord at design as well. These are, if you join up as a YouTube channel member, you do get access to these files, and it comes with your membership, and they are distributed through my Discord. So if you're not already on the Discord, there's a link in the description to get in there. Anybody can join. You don't have to be a channel member, but channel members get access to a channel in there that only they get access to download those models. Yeah, they really want to draw attention to the fact that it is not the same chamber heater. Since all that controversy, I don't blame them. How does this... Oh, okay, you install this piece first. It's a cool kid channel. Sure. It's a very busy channel. Not in chat terms, but in like, I've got a lot of channels on there. So... there's a lot of stuff and a lot of places to talk about things. Cars, tech, 3D printers, whatever you want. What do you think about the K2 Plus? I have no knowledge nor experience about it. I haven't gotten a Creality machine since the Ender 3 V3, and mine didn't work. My Plus 4 is supposed to be delivered today, but instead it's stuck in a warehouse in Georgia. That stinks. I guess with the, I'm sure they're using the weather as an excuse at least. Okay, the spool holder slips into that. Oh, okay, there's a little standoff here. to kind of latch it in. And then the spool holder goes on that. So accessible from the front. Just signed up for Discord. Finally recovered my Patreon password and subbed. Awesome. Love to hear it. Those files are also available on Patreon. So Helga, welcome in. Those files are available on Patreon to $5 and above tier members as well. Okay. At least it's not stuck in a pond somewhere near Florida. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue the walkthrough. Now, keep pushing filament into the hole. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, there's a nice little filament inlet on the side of this, which looks like it has a quick coupler, so you could go right into it with a Teflon tube. That is cool. Let's take a closer look. There we go. Do you think plastic side panels will be noisier than metal side panels? I would expect them to be quieter, but it really depends. Resonance can be a very strange thing. Grant had a lobster walking across his yard. I saw that. That is so strange. Yeah, there's this little inlet here. That's where the filament comes out of the spool holder and into it, or you could put a dry box next to it and go into there, as it is a quick coupler. I'm pushing on it right now, so awesome. My 250 Gregor just finished. Love to hear it. Post it in Discord. Okay. So, now it wants us to load filament. So I'm going to grab a spool. Quick. That's ASA. Right back. And grab some PLA. No, I want Polyterra. Okay. Got some filament here. Whenever he says Discord, I'll link it. There we go. We can meme it. Thank you, Nomad. Nomad, the creator of the Discord. I'm a good mod. Yes, you are. That's why you're a mod. Because I knew I could rely on you. So, teal, Polyterra, PLA, or what are they calling it now? Panachroma or whatever. Polymaker, I love you. I wish you wouldn't have rebranded. Wish you wouldn't have rebranded. Oh well. Okay. Sticks right into the side of this. And now I'm just loading filament in. Keep pushing filament until it reaches the extruder. I'm assuming there's a filament sensor in the tool head. Hope strikes again, yeah. It's a free-flowing tube, so it feels like it must be a 2.5 millimeter inlet. Or maybe a 3. Okay, push till it's in there. Got it. Set nozzle temperature. Thank you for not having a predefined setting. I hate when pre-start, like auto start guides are like, have a set temperature so they don't know what filament you're loading into the thing. Oh, wow. Kind of looking at the teeth of the belt. Two weird things about it. Is that right? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just confused looking at things. The belt pitch, I know it's an odd pitch. We talked about that earlier in stream. It's a GT 1.5. It's supposed to be a finer resolution belt, which I can tell you this. Moving it around, I'm not feeling like belt cogging. Like, it just feels smooth. It feels really smooth. So maybe they're onto something with that? Don't know. Okay, we're up to temp. Load. Click the load button. Load. And it's pulling in filament. Oops, excuse me. I don't know how to feel about this since getting replacement belts might be harder. Things have to change at some point, you know? Like, you're always going to have standard shifts that are going to change things. I'm pretty sure it's a Gates standard belt, like GT 1.5. It's just a different pitch. There are thousands of different belt pitches out there. I bet this belt is pretty readily available. It would be too expensive for them to produce the machine if it wasn't. So I'm hopeful that it will be it'll be common. It's common gates, yeah. Less VFA, yes please, yeah. In fact, I'm thoroughly tempted to see, like, can I convert like my 2.4 to this type of belt? Like a 6mm 1.5 belt? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that more. I have a Voron 2.4. I need a second printer. Is the 0.2 good? Yeah. I love the Voron 0.2. It's an excellent companion printer. I adore it for that, because if you have a small print that only fits in there, you can heat it up a lot faster. You can pump out the little parts quickly and save on energy. 0.2 is excellent. It is a new 9mm belt. Yes, Nuno. A 9mm wide belt with a 1.2 pulley. 1.5 tooth pitch. Blech. Why do they use different belts? Any advantage over the two? Finer resolution of the belt teeth. So that's the idea, is supposedly it'll reduce VFA because you've got less distance between each tooth. So arguably, technically, it should be a finer resolution. Who knows? Need the 0.2 for PLA. Will it print good? It'll print great without the enclosure. PLA in the enclosure, the part cooling on the 0.2, not good. There is an auxiliary part cooling fan that works beautifully. I run it, I have it on my Cookie Cat Voron Zero. You can find a couple of auxiliary part cooling fans you can add into it to really help with part cooling. You can go to the Dragon Burner tool head. Is it Dragon Burner for the 0.2, which has a better part cooling design? There's something else. Positron's a great PLA printer, yeah. But if you fill the bed with parts on a larger printer, won't get more prints even though it takes longer to heat up? Yes, but you run a much greater risk of failure then. If you fill a 300mm bed with 100 instances of a part and 50 of them have bad quality, was it worth your time? Now with cancel object, you can at least cancel the ones you see aren't doing well, but then you're still wasting energy and time. You know, like, I don't know. I personally tend toward smaller runs versus larger runs of parts because of that control factor. Even when I'm farming prints and I'm running a lot of stuff for a production run of something, I will run smaller batches that I know have a better likelihood of success versus larger batches, personally. That's the way I like to approach things. But do you need to change anything in clipper config when changing to a finer belt pitch? Yes. You will need to change your rotation distance on your A or A and B motors, I'm sure. That's purely just never done it, don't know, but I'm 100% certain, yes. Rotation distance, yeah. Because it's a finer resolution. It's like going to a 0.9mm degree, 0.9mm, I keep doing that. 0.9 degree motor versus a 1.8 degree motor. The tooth distance is changing how much the belt is moving when the pulley turns. So you're gonna have to, rotation distance will be different, but pulley diameter matters, not the tooth count. Okay. Yeah, I guess the tooth count is tooth pulley diameter is going to change, is going to spin the same diameter versus teeth error. It's not a gear ratio thing. I'm thinking like a gear ratio thing. That makes sense. Have you built the carrot feeder? Nope, never built a carrot feeder. What's the XL printing? XL is printing a big version of Gregor. What thermistor do you recommend for the Rapido 2 UHF? PT1000. I recommend the PT1000. It's a good all-around thermistor, and if you're running a UHF, you're probably going to run higher temperatures for some materials, so yeah. What would you recommend as a next printer, somebody with a P1S and an A1 Mini? What do you need? What aren't those machines doing that you need? Is my question. That's such a broad answer, you know. Error. Let me show. So I'm printing a 325% version of my Gregor the Gargoyle. So basically maxing out the XL's build volume with that gargoyle design right now. That's what's printing. You're missing a Q1 Pro. I had a Q1 Pro. I had it, used it, got rid of it before the move. Solid machine. I quite liked it. I think I like this one better, but this one is more expensive. Oh, the bamboo Q1. Wow. Yeah, good luck. Wait. Cartographer V3 any good? Not used it. I'm sticking to Beacon for the most part. Yeah, I'm sticking to Beacon for the most part, personally. Okay, load a little more. Didn't quite extrude out yet. It just reached the tip. Okay, now we're good. Tutorial finished. Okay. Tutorial finished. Show toolhead a bit. Yes, we'll get to that in a second, Helga. All right. I don't know what else to check other than get to printing, so we might as well take a closer look at it. So give me 1 second. Let me get the camera in a little bit closer on this thing. And we'll take a closer look. I feel like we should come from above, look down into it. Julie, welcome in. Hello. Move us closer to the camera. All right, I'm going to change the second camera angle, and we'll take a closer look at the toolhead. Okay, 3 bed screws or 4? 2. There are 2 bed screws. It's 2 central bed screws with 4 rods out at the edges. So, kind of like an Ender 5. All right, this lifts up off of here. Front shell. That comes off. There's really nothing to the front shell. I kind of like that. I don't like having like a fan attached or something that's dangling. So, there's a filament runout sensor here at the top. Is that a good view? I can't quite tell on my little image in the screen. Bed adjustment screws. There aren't bed adjustment screws. I don't think. It's a fixed bed auto leveling system. You don't adjust the bed. Bit out of focus. Okay, let me try a little more. It's a fine focus point. I think that's probably the best I'm getting. Okay, so we got a large gear extruder. I can actually see the gears, which I like that. This means that I'll be able to clean the teeth out, at least on this side of it, pretty well. Adore that. Filament cutter. There is a filament cutter. It's right here. There's a front filament cutter arm right here, and I can see a point inside the chassis where it'll bounce off of, hit off of. So ready for their geoscaling. So far, so good. It's got the point there where you'll be able to run their new AMS, whatever the heck system they decide to call it, Qidi box. And it looks like pretty much the same hot end. Let me see if I can get... I don't know where my longer zoom lens is here right now, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit digitally. Sorry. Not ideal, but it's what we got. Okay. So, side cooling fan blowing across the heat sink. You got the hot end down there with a ceramic heater. Enhance. That's as good as focus is getting. From this camera position, that's as good as I can get it. That's pretty much all I can really see. There's a 50, or like a blower fan back here on the underside. That's what this back bottom section is. That blows forward and then down for part cooling. Not the most efficient design, but it's there. And the bed level sensor is a proximity sensor here on this side. I don't know if it's like the Q1 Pro. I imagine it's probably like the Q1 Pro, where the Q1 Pro from Qidi used that sensor for bed leveling, I'm pretty sure, and a nozzle. It used a combination of that and nozzle probing for auto Z offset, but I don't see a Z switch on the bed. I'm pretty sure that used a Z switch on the bed to help with that. I don't see that here. So there is an auxiliary part cooling fan. It is over there. Let's go up. Let's take a look inside the chamber a little more. Well, here is, move this out of the way. Here's a charcoal filter inlet. So there's an exhaust fan in the back. The part cooling fan looks pretty easy to change out. Yes, back here on the back. So there's a carbon filter in here. Can't really get that out of there easily. Let me see if I can do it by reaching in and pushing up. Yeah, there we go. I gotta push it from underneath. And then there's this little charcoal baggie that sits inside of this container here. The chamber fan draws air through, and then I'm gonna readjust this once again. Sorry. Transform, hit screen. So draws air through here and then exhausts it out of the machine. Hate that, but that's how everybody does it, so I don't really blame Qidi for that. There is a little silicone scrubber pad here for cleaning off filament. There's the poop chute that it will dump down. It's got a little like knockoff tool there to grab the filament dingleberries that hang off and drop them down the poop chute. I kind of like that actually. Let me see if I can get a better picture of that. Because it's a bag. There is no container for carbon, it's just a bag. So we'll have to do like a printed mod to do loose carbon. Okay, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this little arm here, when the tool head comes back, it pushes on that, then it poops. It'll poop into that little bucket kind of thing here. It'll poop into that, and then when the tool head moves away, it'll ratchet back and pull that down, pull that away from the tool head and drop it down into the poop chute. I like that. That seems like a way better system than some other ones. Whether it'll work well, I don't know. But I kind of like the idea of that anyway. All right, let's lift this thing up, take a look inside. Look at the chamber heater. Oh, hitting the tripod with the desk. Look at the chamber heater and the part cooling, and then we'll get into printing. Nomad's here somewhere. Might be working. Silly. Welcome in, Mitch. Very X1C looking. Very much so, but bigger. Very X1C, but bigger. Yes. Okay. Hi. I'm still here. Okay, second camera angle. Can't see a damn thing in there. It's a black box. Coming around. All right. I like the fridge look though. I do too. I like the mini fridge look personally. There is our auxiliary part cooling fan. Auxiliary part cooling fan. Is the door quick release? No, the door is fixed. It is a fixed attachment. It is not quick release. Auxiliary part cooling fan blows up and across the bed, of course. Let me see if we can get to the chamber heater. There is the chamber heater. Chamber heater is a blower type fan that draws in air from here in the mid chamber area, blows it down through the heater element, which is housed inside of here, so it's fully encased in here, and then it blows hot air out the bottom into the bottom of the machine. I like that. I like the idea of the chamber taking cooler air from the top, the chamber heater, and then blowing it into the bottom to help circulate it convection style. Appreciate that. And it's also not going to contribute part cooling, because some fans inside of chambers will circulate air, but they will create a draft that could affect things like ABS or similar materials. It's very hard to see, but there is a thin layer of insulation. This black back here is insulation. Feels like a foam insulation. Feels like it's probably only like 2-3 millimeters thick at the most. Really, like pushing into it, I'm betting like 2 millimeters. But there is some insulation in this chamber. Basically, it looks like everything below the gantry is insulated on the side panels. I don't think the back panel. So, all right. Sorry, it's really hard to film better than that inside of here. What's the max chamber temp? 65 Celsius. It is rated to 65 Celsius. Believe you needed a tram with bed with paper test. Why would they have gone backwards with that? The Q1 Pro doesn't have that problem, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at the quick start guide, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, let's take a look at it together. So we got the cut, we got everything out of there, we got the spool holder on, spool is in, filament is in. Auto bed leveling, input shaping, perform an auto bed level and an input shaper run. Let's do that. I'm gonna put the tool head cover back on since I took it off. Okay, it magnetizes and clips in like that. All right, now tools set. No. Oh, let's check for updates. I'm not going to update right now. I just wanted to check what firmware version we're on. It looks like I have to do an offline update on this because it's probably an older unit. Like a unit that's been sitting around a little bit before they shipped it to me. They probably set this one aside for me and then didn't ship it to me right away. Whatever. So I have to do an offline update, but after a certain version of their firmware, I think it's like 1.4. It's on like 1.1 right now. But after a certain version, it gets over-the-air updates, so Wi-Fi network updates. So right now, I think I would have to do an offline update, but I'm not going to do that on stream anyway. It is a terrible idea to update machines on stream. So, okay, auto bed leveling. I'm going to set it to 65 Celsius. It can go up to 120 degrees Celsius. Pure nylon without warping? Potentially. Who knows? Nylon is its own beast, but should. 1.4 is current and fixes several little issues. Awesome. I'll update it as soon as stream's over. I don't want to do it on stream just in case anything goes wrong that stops the stream. Max temp on the hot end. I believe the 370. Wow. Yeah, I believe it said so on the product page. We want to go on an update adventure. No, thank you. I don't have time for that adventure. I need to get back to the rat rig build, so I just wanted to get this machine up and running because it's here. I wanted to show it off. And where does it say the temperature of the hot end? I thought I saw it. Just kidding. I figured you were, but yeah. No more size limits. Filament runout detection. Where's the hot end info? I know I saw it. Nah. Oh well. It's doing a quick nozzle scrub, which is actually a good idea because I just loaded filament, so cool. Ugh. Yeah, I need this machine up. Actually, I had intended to unbox this anyway, but yesterday I tried to run a print on my Voron 2.4 that I need a 300 millimeter build volume to fit it in ASA. I tried it on the XL, but I don't have an enclosure for the XL. Didn't go well. I tried it on my 2.4, which I just got out of the box. I literally cut the zip ties off of my 2.4 to try the print. It did not work out. My 2.4 is oddly having an issue. Chamber looks decently sealed up. This, just like the bamboos have the problem with, there's a gap to the side of the door, exactly the same as bamboo has, which, annoying. If there's anything you shouldn't copy from bamboo, it's that. It's part of the way the hinge is designed. I get it. It kind of goes into the machine, so sealing it is difficult. But whatever. Oh, it just pooped. We got our first poop. Our first little filament turd. Anyway, my 2.4, forever ago, like 2 years ago, it had or a year or whatever, it had a problem where the stepper motor drivers would overheat and it would shut down Clipper. Don't know why, never figured it out. I have the bed fans blowing through the chamber, the chamber fans blowing through there, but it kept happening. What's the static noise? It's a fan. All right, it is awfully loud on camera. Sorry. It's not nearly as loud in person, I think. Looking at the waveform, the audio peaking meter, VU meter. There we go. I don't think it's as loud in person as it looks like it is on camera, on the camera setup. They glue in the lower X bearing. I don't know. I can't see it. I have to pull off the back cover, I guess, to get a better look at it. But which fan is it? The auxiliary? No, I believe it was the part cooling fan in the tool head. Probably cooling. It was cooling the nozzle off for bed probing. It heated up. What it did there for auto bed leveling is it heated up the hot end enough so it could purge out filament. Then it wiped the nozzle off so that it knew that the nozzle would be clean to do a bed level with. Oh, looks like there might be a sensor here. And then it used the part cooling fan, the tool head part cooling fan, to cool the nozzle down for bed probing so that it's not blobbing filament as it goes. Like every startup procedure at this point does that. Any good one. Yeah, my 2.4, what I was saying, is throwing a stepper driver overheat error. I have two 40mm fans blowing directly on the stepper drivers, cooling them. I installed those like over a year ago and I hadn't had that happen since then. So I'm thinking one of the wires on it must have rattled loose in transit. I don't know. The machine needs an overhaul anyway, so I'm unboxing this in part. Not why I set out to do it, but I'm going to use it so I can print the part that I needed to print on my 2.4 yesterday. So, yay. All right. Where you at? Compensation value collection, telling me that it's about to do a leveling. Could it be the actual stepper driver at the board? It is the stepper driver at the board. That's what I'm talking about. Would love to see the bed mesh. I will show it if I can get to it, when I get to it. You just reminded me I haven't connected this to the network yet to jump into the web interface to look at such a thing. So once we can get to it, we will. Yeah, I was referring to the stepper drivers on the board. That's what I was referring to. I designed a mount with two 40mm fans that blow directly on those stepper drivers because I was having an overheat issue. So I can only assume either one of those fans died or the connection rattled loose, so it's not blowing. It's the only thing I can think. Sorry you just dropped in. That's cool. Welcome in. You reminded me I need to connect it to the network, so. The auto leveling procedure is a little longer than I wish it was. I could say that. Need to put fans on my drivers as well. Yeah. Have you tried printing ASA on top of a PLA first layer? I saw Jan, I never know how to pronounce his name. Sorry, Jan. I think it's Jan. I saw that Jan did a video about that. I've never tried it. So. Are the Gloop mugs borosilicate? I have no idea. No idea. They look cool. I use it for tea, and it doesn't burn my hand with very hot tea, so probably. Knowing Gloop, probably. They don't mess around. While this is running its bed level, I'm going to take a look at the Gregor. We change camera angle. There's the XL printing my 325% 325% Gregor the gargoyle going over there. Jan's doing great stuff. Also just a really cool kid. Like, sorry to call him a kid, he's just, half my age. But yeah, met him at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, doing great stuff. Awesome, humble, nice person. Just like CNC Kitchen, Stefan. Was Stefan's intern at one point, so the seeds were sown, I guess. That print is huge. How long is it going to go? I think it was supposed to be a 30-hour print, I believe. Looks like it's about 24 hours from done, and I started it last night. So, 24 hours from done, and I started it last night. So. Jan is usually pronounced Yawn. By the way, my uncle has the same name. I'm pretty sure I asked him, and I can't remember, but I seem to remember it was different. I don't know. My German's terrible, so I believe you, but. I'm in my almost mid-40s. Everyone is suddenly a kid. Yeah, I hear you. Our roommate, man, we call her our niece. She's 22, and it's so hard not to call her a kid all the time. I'm just like, you are a kid. So, are you using Polylite ASA? Yes. No, I was using Prushiment ASA. That was Prushiment ASA. I use Polylite ASA almost exclusively, but the print that failed was Polylite, so whatever. I just noticed now, you can't unsee it, but when you squint to look at chat, you look like Uncle Olaf from a series of unfortunate events. I've gotten that many, many times over the years. You're not the first. The fact that I had to squint to read that makes it even better. 250% Gregor took 2.5 days on the SBO 6 Plus. Hey, cool. Look out for... No, I can't say more. Hopefully, speed things up on that. Had an age reality check watching a video from Minecraft about Minecraft being 15 years old. Ugh, jeez. I never played Minecraft, so it's not a huge thing to me, but I understand. Yeah. I get the reality check when I'm talking to Selena, our niece. When I'm talking to her and I have to tell her something, I'm like, oh yeah, back in like 2000, before you were born, when I like reminisce about something and I realize halfway through it's something from before she was born. I could not get Prusa ASA to not warp. I don't have trouble with it not warping on the Mark IV in the enclosure. It's fine for me there. But, yeah. The Prushiment ASA works beautifully for me in an enclosure. The studio is not warm. There's a heater running in here, but I don't have it very warm. I like it kind of cool, and I didn't have the enclosure on the XL. I knew it was unlikely, but yeah. You're all young whippersnappers to me, Andrew Rogers. He'll be the ultimate dad. No, I won't. We have taken care of that. I will never be the ultimate dad. No. We adopted a 22-year-old. I'm good. That's as close as we're ever getting. That and Gene. Still going through bed leveling. I forget how How many prints approximately before needing to clean off Vision Miner and reapply? I have no idea. I do it by vibes. Like, seems about right. Right. Yeah. Not beacon. Definitely not beacon. Can we do Scotalites on the background? I would love to, but I would get copyright striked in no time. If I could, I absolutely would. But yeah, copyright. That's a quote from from Olaf. I don't remember. Sorry. How are you liking Portland so far? Love it. I'm loving it. The weather is gorgeous. I've tried whatever. I'm very happy we moved here. Overall, A+. I'm hating having to get the studio set up the way I want, but hey, you know. Auto leveling completed. Confirm. The lights just cycled, so I'm going to assume it did a cycle, a save config in the background. I'm going to quickly get this onto my network so we can take a look at that. No hurricanes. Yeah, definitely no hurricanes, just volcanoes. You know, could be a thing. Connection settings. Now I've got 4 different Wi-Fis, and none of them tell me what channel they are. I really need to set up a VLAN just for printers in the studio. I'll probably get this on wired network eventually, but yeah. Portland, everything closes early, I heard. I haven't really found that to be too much of a problem, for me anyway. More likely to get an earthquake than a volcano. I realize. Mostly joking. Mostly. Okay, cool. So network is connected. There's my IP. I'll pull it up real quick on the computer, and we can take a look at the bed mesh. Fluid. I wish it was mainsail, but it's fluid. Bloop. Oh, we got the fluid web interface here. GD32. I assume that's the toolhead board processor, probably. Pure guess. I hate being in a part of the country it gets. I miss being in a part of the country it gets weather. Yeah. Bed mesh not loaded. Where's my default mesh? Load profile. Let's take a look at it. There we go. All right. Deviation, almost a millimeter. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. It's what we use on positron, fluid. I will not get used to fluid, thank you. I will be running mainsail. Won't you tell me what to do? That is bad. Wow. It's not up. I was like, is it up on a corner? It is not up on a corner. Nope, it's just that bad. GD32 is an STM32 clone, yeah. So, I mean, it's a fairly consistent. I'm glad there's no, like, serious spikes. Needs shimming, yeah, probably. So, I'll try and play with this. Look out on Twitter or Discord, most likely Discord. Hit up the Discord. There's the Nomad signal. Hit up the Discord. I'll drop it in there when I get around to playing with trying to shim this, because that's like a shim washer. It looks like I'm going to need a whole shim washer in this low corner down here. A 0.5 millimeter washer will probably fix that up. So I got plenty of those. It looks like it's probably 3 millimeters. So maybe I'll put a shim washer in this corner and see what we get. So, okay. All right. Let's print something on this thing. Hey, that camera looks pretty good. Camera looks pretty good. Pretty responsive. It's only 8 FPS, but it doesn't need to be better than that. There's a screw under the bed. Okay. I'll take a look after stream. I'm not going to mess with it right now. I don't want to get too bogged down in that. I need to get back to working on the rat rig. I need to get the rat rig back up on the bench. So, all right. Okay, I guess let's print something. I assume there's probably a Benchy loaded. There's a Benchy loaded. 16-minute Benchy. Okay. Let's do it. Why does the webcam need a Pinterest save button? It's a plugin I have on Chrome. Oh, input shaping. You're right. I forgot input shaping. Yep, you're right. I forgot input shaping. You're right. It's a plugin that I have on Chrome that PID. I'll do a PID after. It didn't. I'm kind of shocked the auto setup didn't run a PID. I really feel like it should have. Personal opinion, but I like when they do that. Do it via Fluid so we can see the Max Excel recommendations. Okay, let's take a look. Auto-tune shapers. I assume that's the... There's a whole list of macros that they have pre-installed here. We didn't look at the config either. There's a whole list of macros here. I'm going to go with auto-tune shapers is probably the one we want, but there's also shaper calibrate. Which one do we want? Shaper calibrate? Or... I'm going to go shaper calibrate because that's the standard. Marcel, welcome in. Shaper calibrate. Must home all axes, that's fine. Home is homing. I'm gonna change the second camera angle again so we can hopefully get a view in here. Wow, you don't need to see a view of it input shaping, it's just shaking the head. I don't want to lean on it too, as I have been. Homing. You can also see it through this camera. There's that. I just noticed there's driver temperatures. That's interesting. They have X and Y driver temps in the temp readout. Interesting. Wonder if we have SSH access. No idea. No idea. Okay. Oh, is... Back to the top. No, at the bottom. Okay, so we've homed. Did a home, did a... Alright, let's run a shaper calibrate. I wonder how they did that unless they're 2240 drivers. I have no idea what drivers they are. Oh, we're already immediately into resonance testing. Cool. I mean, it makes sense. How's the quality? Build quality looks pretty solid. The build quality overall looks pretty good. We haven't printed anything with it yet. That's loud. It's going for it. Let me check out Putty. Pull up Putty. Hey, we have SSH access. I just got Putty pulled up. I can't share that currently. Let me switch this window capture. Putty. Yes, the SSH access was just maker base, and it was MKS maker base, and I got right in. So, yay. We have SSH access. I wish I had known that before I started this, so I could have pulled graphs and stuff, but here we are. I also don't feel like going through that, so. Wish regardless, PC Van Vliet. I always screw up your name. PC Van Vliet, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Alright, back to... Take a look here. Wait for calculations. Okay, testing y-axis now. Stop convincing me to buy one. I got nothing for you. There's an affiliate link pinned in the chat, so that's definitely not me saying to go. Seriously though, I have no true opinion about this yet. Like I haven't printed a single thing with it. So build quality, I like what I'm seeing. I like the more mature design architecture of it at the moment. I think it's going to look pretty good on the shelf, though it is going to look like a mini fridge in the corner of my studio. But yeah. Why was that? That was weird. From what I've seen, my main gripe is the build volume isn't cubed. I can understand that, but honestly, I don't care. You had a rat rig toolhead in the thumbnail. I do on Discord because it didn't update for some strange reason. I don't know why it didn't update on Discord, but PC Fan Fleet. Okay. I will try and remember that. Discordo, yeah. Wow, that's loud. I should think, yes. Okay, so I was heading down that path. I get wanting a cubed build volume, but it makes for a much taller machine, and I think they were trying to fit into a certain size envelope. Especially, there's a line, and that's right about the size where shipping gets exponentially more expensive for companies. That's something a lot of people don't realize. Like the Bamboo X1 is sized in a way that it can fit into a specific size box that is significantly cheaper to ship from China than anything bigger will be. It's part of why I think the next Bamboo is probably going to be a lot more expensive than people expect, because it drives up the expense of shipping a lot. Okay, let's take a look at our, it's giving me our recommended accelerations and everything. Let's take a look. I always hate reading these without having a graph to idiot-proof it for me. Recommended shaper type MZV on X and Y, apparently. Looks like it's recommending MZV on X and Y, which MZV is 4,700 millimeters squared acceleration on Y. And where are we at? Where's MZV here? 7,600 on X. So it looks like we're probably about, the recommended is 4,700 on Y and 7,600 on X. Honestly, with 9mm belts, I expected a little more than that. I would have expected higher with 9mm belts, but I don't know. Yeah, that's what it's recommending. Belts feel good, like a pretty good. That belt feels like it could use a little tightening. I don't know. Feels kind of low, yeah. Feels a little low to me. Let's give it a try, yeah. Okay, so. I don't know if... See, here's the problem is, I don't know... The way we ran that, I don't think it just... Oh, I'm gonna do a save config. Send. That should have saved it. How tall is it with the spool on? Let me grab a tape measure. 77.5 centimeters. 77.5 centimeters. I don't see a standard tape measure. I had a standard tape measure here. Well, whatever 77.5 millimeters, or 77.5 centimeters is. Okay, we are ready to run our first print. Benchy. Oh, that was kind of cool. I went back to the main menu, or to the main home screen, and it still had the last G code pulled up. I was able to just tap that on the screen. Sorry, it just happened. I didn't catch it. And it went right to that G code, so I can, like, boom, I can restart the last print that I stopped. That's cool. All right, let me grab the other camera angle. And we'll try our best to see it, because I don't know how it's going to work out. Maker Viking, late. All right, well, you're here anyway. You didn't miss the party. You're just late to the party. Welcome in. I'm going to work on the other camera angle. I'm going to have to go away from Gregor the Gargoyle printing over there. Something I'm doing on that print, by the way, I'm running poly support. I have never used poly support. That second spool down there on the left is poly support. They're PLA support material, Polymakers. No idea how well it's going to work. We're going to find out. It's probably going to be fused to the print. It sure seems to me like it's almost PETG, but I don't know. I wanted to give it a try. Adjusting the other camera angle quick. I don't think it is PVA, no. It's not a soluble support. It is not a soluble support, it's just a easy breakaway material. Yeah, it's not a soluble support, but I don't know. Easier to turn on and off with the plug on the side. You know, I like that. How do you feel about the plug on the right? I don't know. I like that it's on the back. The Soval SV08 has on the frickin' front. Should have a right angle cable. That would be nice. That would certainly be nice. Missed that on the SV08. Yeah, the SV08 has the cable on the side, and it's at the front side. So it's got to reach all the way back past the machine to get to the wall. It's stupid. I think I'm going to have to adjust focus once this gets to printing, but I'm going to wait till it kind of gets there to figure that out. What you doing, pooping? Nope, already did a poop. Already did a poop. Honestly, the poops look a little smaller than the bamboo ones. I don't know if they use less material. I'll have to check that, but... Nozzle cleaning. Nozzle probed. Silicone nozzle wipers are superior to the PTFE tube. Agreed. Polymaker had 30% off on the 5 kilogram spools. Polymaker, oh, forgot about that. I should mention that in chat while we're here. Polymaker's 30% off filament sale is still going today. It is still active today. So let me head to my Discord where there is an affiliate link section. If you ever want to find my affiliate links, they are on a whole thread that, there we go. There's an affiliate link on the Discord. He said Discord, yes. I said it many times. Error. Whatever. I'm just going to drop the whole thing in chat. There's a link. 30% off sale. Tons of filament on sale right now. Works on poly dryer and accessories too. Good to know. Not just filament, got a dryer. Cool. It's an inductive sensor. Does it use a smart effector to calculate thermal drift? Zero idea. I have no idea. Yeah, if you can check out the affiliate link section on the Discord, it should be toward the top of the channels list. If you have any thoughts about it, please let us know. We tried to put that together so people could find my affiliate links pretty easily. And yeah. 40% off at checkout. Sick. All right, it's purging. Adaptive purge with camp type purge. All right, first print going. All right, I'm gonna check. That does not look like we are focused 100%. Sorry, repositioning. I'm gonna move this camera a little closer. Aux fan just kicked on. Is the printer well insulated? It has some insulation. I wouldn't call it well insulated, but it's the most insulated machine I've seen from anybody. So there's that. Do you think there's enough free space to fit a bento box in there? I think so, yes. Let me take a better look. I'll come around the other side and look a little. No, there isn't. No, I don't see anywhere to fit it. IDEX upgrade eventually on the rat rig. Yes, eventually. Definitely eventually. No, it looks like the internal space of Bento Mini might fit. Yeah, not in the back. The back is like, from the back of the bed to the back chamber panel is like half an inch. The side, maybe next to the auxiliary fan or next to the chamber heater, you could fit one of the mini ones. Maybe. Not a full bento box. Nope. What's bento box? It's a chamber filter system originally created for bamboo 3D printers. So it's an internal chamber filter system. So it charcoal filters your air to reduce VOCs, but keeps it all within the chamber. So. There's a filter mount already available for bento. Awesome. So it must be better fitting than I'm expecting. Do I know of any good chamber heaters? You know, Nomad, for use with your Mark IV, a poly dryer. Take a poly dryer and dump it into the chamber. Just take a poly dryer, put it in the chamber, and turn it on. That's what I know. Steve did that on his Trident to just heat up the chamber in it. It'll work. Is it an excellent control system? No. But it'll work. Sounds like you're doing better. You shake the sickness? Still not 100%. I think it's allergies at this point. I think what I'm feeling now is probably just allergies. Gotta head out. Julie, thank you for stopping by. Consensus on this? I don't know. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Build quality is definitely a step up from previous machines I've seen. I like the aesthetics of it. Potential seems good. I need a lot more print time before I give too much more opinion on it. It really feels like an active chamber heater Voron with clipper, or not Voron, bamboo with clipper, so you can tweak on things. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. So do with that what you will. I like building my Vorons, and I'll keep on building my Vorons, but it's really awesome to see the market going to these like out-of-the-box machines. Less than 2 hours now, we'll have a Benchy, you know? With more build volume than a bamboo, yes, with more build volume. Yep. Looks better than the previous big plastic boxes. I didn't hate the previous ones, but yeah, with the jacked up bed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak on that. But Eric, if you could see the bed mesh off of a bamboo, you wouldn't think this is so bad. Bamboos are horrible bed surfaces. They just don't show you a graph, so you don't know. And an AMS in the works, yep. There is a filament cutter in there, Nura. We took a look at the tool head earlier in the stream, and there is a filament cutter already in there. It's here on, you can't see it. It's up here on this side. Complete with a jacked up. Oh, you mean like a bamboo? Yeah, like a bamboo. Yep. Yes, this is very, 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 very bamboo inspired. Very. Did I say very? Is that insulated? Oh, it's actually insulated up at the top too. I thought I didn't feel it, but it is. So the entire side panel is insulated. The back panel is not. Jeff, gonna have to keep watching the stream again later. Thank you. Maybe they'll get added to the lawsuit. Maybe. Maybe. I'm mostly looking at the space where I'm gonna have to put this thing once the stream is done and not looking forward to it because it's at like my chest level. Oh well. They don't have the market share needed to get sued, yeah. You're not wrong. Can I go warm up some food? Nutty, I'm sorry I missed that. Go ahead, we're just finish up this print here. Once this is done, I'm probably gonna wrap up. We'll give some final thoughts, maybe take some last questions if we can't find anything. I want to get back to work on the rat rig because I need to get that thing up and running ASAP. Expected print time on the Benchy is 16 minutes. Where are we at? Supposedly we're at 15 minutes. I think that probably includes startup, you know, bed measuring. So, gotta bounce. Hobo Banana, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Might miss the ending. All right. Thanks for being around, Nutty. Appreciate it. The build plate is textured PEI. It is a double-sided textured PEI. It is textured on both sides. I wish it was smooth on the other. I really, really prefer textured and smooth. Are you a fan of the SV08? No, not in particular. Not particularly a fan of the SV08. Nothing wrong with it. But no. Like, it's not really a bad machine. It just, I'd rather have a Voron for the money. Yes, you can't really build a Voron 2.4 for that much money, unless you really, really shop, but looking for a board for the V0 48 volt would be nice. I don't think 48 volt makes much sense on the V0 unless you're really pushing for speed benchy territory. And if that's what you need, you really need something with split voltages like the Octopus or the Octopus Max Easy. I think some of the Manta boards maybe have split voltage, but I can't remember for sure. Stratasys is worth billions with a B. Yes, they are. They are very much worth a lot more than you probably think they are. In the commercial industrial space, they are huge. Do you like the 180 salad fork? I really, really want to build a 180 salad fork. So yes. I really like the one. I want to build a 180. I don't have one. I don't know one. M8P is for sure dual voltage. Cool. YZN, honestly, Qidi has the best customer support. I had many issues with my Qidi Smart 3, and they never said no for a fix. Even though recently I had broken a pulley, I was scared they will never fix it. So they took care of you. Cool. Yeah, that's good to hear. I've had good experiences on my side with Qidi, but I'm not a typical end user, so I can't speak to customer support. If anybody else can, love to hear it, but is it real Clipper? It is running Clipper v.12. So it is on current-ish Clipper, but it is not main fork Clipper. No. It's not the main fork, but it is on the main most recent branch, I guess is the best way I could put it. Built the V0 and I think it's too small. 180 would be better size. I really like the V0 from my work personally, but I can understand that it doesn't fit everybody's needs. I think 180 is probably the ultimate all-around size. Bamboo hit the nail on the head with that size. Well, Prusa first with the Prusa Mini. So, yeah, I really want to do a 180 salad fork. My problem right now is nobody has a kit yet. You have to self-source. Daniel, welcome in. Yeah. Can you SSH into it and update everything, taking control of the printer? We've already SSH'd in, so we can SSH in. Whether or not we can update off main fork, I'm not gonna risk it right now, but we can SSH in the machine. So you could use OpenQ1. It uses the same board as the Q1 to get on mainline. Cool, that's what I was hoping to hear from somebody. I don't think anybody uses the V0 as their main printer per se. Definitely, that's accurate. I think more people could use it as their main printer than they think they could. But for somebody like me, yes, it's a great desk printer. I have one on my desk. And it's excellent for just throwing a print right there. It's at my hands. I'm ready to go. But I also do a lot of design work. And yeah. OpenQ1 still doesn't have full functionality. Ooh. All right, we're on to the smokestack. Last few lines here. I did a whole YouTube video on the Mandic Really channel about how more 3D prints fit in a V0 than people really think. My V0 is my main printer at the moment. Yeah. So, engagement. Thank you, Cookie TM. All right, our print is done. So let's get it off the bed and take a closer look at it. Was it deviation as in a bend or, let me fit this screen. The bed deviation looked like tilted, and silence, yes. Much quieter. All right, let's get this off. It looked like tilted to me. It looked, beef ingot, it looked to me like it'll be an adjustment away from much, much better. It did not look like it was waffled or terribly beat up. Okay. Let's take a closer look at our benchy. I mean, shock and awe, it's a benchy. If I can learn to focus. Little bit of here on the bow, and the typical benchy bow line. And the worst I'm seeing is this corner. It looks like they had pressure advance. Now, mind you, I'm not running their filament. I'm running Polyterra PLA here, so, you know, this isn't tuned for their material. It looks like pressure advance is probably too high on this G-code. So, yeah, something. It's a benchy. Daniel De La I'm tired. I'm sorry. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. It is highly appreciated. I only know the word merci in your response, but thank you. Appreciate it. So, oh, thank you for your podcast. Thank you. Okay, I was kind of confused because I'm like, well, I guess this is kind of sort of a podcast, so thank you. The only functionality open Q1 is the screen. The +4 uses the same Zindi for the screen, so you'd lose it too. Okay, that stinks. You would lose screen functionality going to the open Q1. We got a benchy out of this thing. We've got to look at the Q1 Pro. Anybody have any further questions about this machine before we duck out? We just crossed over 2 hours, 2 hours and 11 minutes on my end anyway. So, yeah. Here? No. Zelda's underneath the bench making biscuits. Gotta go. Thank you, Marcel, for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. How flat is the bed? Not great. Our bed mesh, let's take a look at our bed mesh as I'm looking at it from well, you know what? Our bed mesh is probably not gonna, it might load. Yeah, our bed mesh, not pretty. 0.7 deviation. I think it's shim territory. I think I'm going to be able to adjust it. Check out my Discord. On the Discord, I'm going to work on, I'll drop in there as I tweak on this thing and play with it and try and get that improved. I think I'll be able to get it improved, but I don't know. Because it's definitely not like, yeah, Zelda's making biscuits right now. It's definitely not like this corner's not crazy versus this corner, so it looks to me like this whole side could use a shim up in relation to the right side, or the right side needs to come down. I don't know. I haven't looked in there yet, so not amazing. Not amazing. BB's 3D, welcome in. I was thinking about ordering it, but almost 1,200 Canadian. I think another Voron instead. Hey, if you're a Voron builder, I do not blame you for that. I think this is definitely in that territory of somebody who wants a bamboo, but bigger, and active chamber heating. So somebody who's maybe running a business, and the bamboo works, but is a little limiting for their wants and needs. Or the y-axis isn't level. Yeah, but I feel like it should. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's not doing, you know what? It didn't do that. I wonder if I can't get into Clipper and add a gantry level. What's it called? What do they call it in Clipper? Where it does the side-to-side level on the y-axis screws. That could absolutely help. And it is open source and moddable. Yes, we are running Clipper. We can have all the Clipper benefits. Not mainline Clipper, tilt adjust. That's it. Thank you. Tilt, Z tilt. Yeah, you're right. It's tilt adjust in Marlin, I think. It's Z tilt in Clipper. So maybe they need that. I wonder if they even have it. Not open hardware source. Yes, firmware. Z vibrate, Z offset. No, they don't have Z tilt in the macros. So I will have to add that. Maybe I'll play with that. Open source firmware is how I describe it. Totally reasonable. Only 2 Z points. That'll only level your X, not your Y. Yeah, but I think our biggest deviation is that. Let me show you again. This back corner is down at negative 0.1877. This, if I can get to it. This back corner is at 0.1987. So we have a full 0.4 millimeter deviation from this corner to this corner. So our y-axis absolutely needs to be shimmed. Our biggest deviation is this dip in the corner here in the front. But yeah, so that won't fully fix the problem, but Z-tilt would go a long way. Do a Z-calibrate. Yeah, I got to do that. But that's what I need to do, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to set it up in the config. Let's take a look in the config real quick. Oh, does it have independent Z motors? That's what I'm forgetting. It probably doesn't. I'll have to go back and look at my own when we looked at the board earlier. I bet it doesn't. but I could probably manually adjust a little. Take a look through the config a little bit. No independent Z. Yeah, it's independent Z motors, but yeah. Looks like a Creality bed. You heat it to 110C. Yeah, okay. Webcam. It does have independent Z. I mean drivers. Yeah, I mean drivers too. There are independent motors, but I don't know that they're independent drivers. Two motors can be driven off the same driver, and that won't allow for Z adjust. Definitely two independent motors, but I don't think it has independent drivers. I'm gonna pop it back off and take a look. I don't remember from looking at it earlier. If anybody knows and can save me the time, please drop it in the chat. But I'm gonna bet not. There's two Z drivers. Oh, right, two Z drivers in the config. I can look at that, jackass. Yeah. Oh, it does have Z-tilt. It's just not doing Z-tilt. Z-tilt's in the config. If I were to scroll down a second longer, here's Z, right under Z, it has Z-tilt. It's just not doing Z-tilt. So I highly recommend, if you have Z-tilt capability, I run it before every print personally, because I find you'd be shocked how much your Z-tilt can go out between one print to the next. There is a calibration for leveling with knobs. Okay. Let me... Z under... What is the command? Is Z under tilt under adjust? I forget. Z tilt macro clipper. I'm just gonna Google it. Why not Z tilt to print start print? I will definitely add it. Personally, I think it's a great idea to run before every print. It is currently set up to do a Z underscore tilt. Z underscore. Damn it, I can't type. I have to home it. It has Z calibration. My macros are not listing Z calibration. All right, running a home procedure. First option in the calibration menu. Tools, platform calibration. You're right. There is their own macro for it. You're right. It is there. Maybe we'll run that and then do another live. We'll do it. We might as well do it. I want to see how much it improves our bed mesh. Platform calibrate. PI bed is, please make sure the platform. We're good. Oh, no, that's the manual calibration. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's the four corner paper test. Got it. No. I'm gonna do Z tilt adjust. All right, I just sent a Z tilt command. That's a beautiful multi-tool Prusa in the background. It is. It is a beautiful machine. Where are you going? I don't know why the bed just went all the way down. Oh, maybe it wants to travel as far as it can to maximize the deviation? I don't know why it's doing that. Pull the purge line off the bed and the benchy that fell in there. Was the Prusa sent? It was. Prusa provided me the XL, yes. I did not buy that. The XL was provided by Prusa for the studio. They sent it over to help me build out the studio for new fun projects. So, thank you to them. Yeah, Carrie, welcome in. It is a nice fridge. How do I access the Discord channel? It should be a link in the description of BitNuts. Or hopefully Nomad's still here. Nomad, Discord! And maybe Nomad will drop the link again. There we go. It's like the bat signal. Discord. Oh, just changed to poly support on the poly support toolhead. Are you planning on slapping the fun baffle coat onto the XL? You mean the enclosure with the baffle? No. I do intend to enclose it, but I don't intend to use the baffle. I have not done the firmware update. I'm not going to do it on stream. I don't like to do firmware updates on stream. They just take way too long, and we just all stand around and stare at each other the whole time. So sometimes if they go really badly, woo, you know, we all get to look at each other and go, great, that didn't work. So I'll do it after stream. Anytime now. Oh, it reached tolerance. Okay, that was it. It did Z-tilt. It reached tolerance. The tolerance range is set to 0.05 millimeter. I would probably set it a little finer than that personally, but yeah. It wipes the config, so you get to do this again. Yay! Thank you. Gonna have to watch this tomorrow while at work on catch up. Any spoilers? I largely like it. It's a spicy mini fridge. Okay, I'm gonna run a bed level real quick, so we can get a new bed mesh calibrate. Now that we've done it, I'm gonna leave it where it is because it did better. It reached the deviation point that it reached was 0.003 millimeter according to it, so it's already beyond 0.05. I'm just saying the tolerance was set to meh. It's a spicy mini fridge. I like what I see. I'm not 100% sold yet. Got to get a lot more time with it, sure. But, you know, heated chamber, 300 millimeter build volume, X and Y, not on Z, that's 280. And looks like should be solid fast printer. I've liked the Qidi machines just fine. For like business machines, I think they really make a lot of sense. But we'll see. It does look a bit like it could play the evil space AI in a sci-fi film. If I end up doing a video about this, I might have to steal that from you. Have like a red LED turn on inside of it. Bah. I've had it a couple of weeks, been an ASA beast, except for the lower bearing glue issue on the X-axis. Yeah, some folks have said the X-axis lower bearing is glued in, which is a terrible idea, but here we are. I haven't seen it to know. But yeah, you could call it Hal. Maybe I'll rename it on my network and this will be Hal. It's a good idea. Hal 4000. Is it tight between the top and the lid? Yes. It's definitely going to be like suffering the bamboo issue of putting a little bit of putting a little pressure on that tube. So, yeah. A bit nuts. You're in the Discord. Love to hear it. Mod the screen to display a HAL red light when idle. Good idea. I cannot do that, Alan. Yeah, wait. That's a problem. I'm going to have a 3D printer that's arguing with me and trying to kill me. Lovely. As if I don't have enough of those. Straining my voice a little bit on this one. There's already screw holes to tighten down the bearing, just need two M3x8s. Okay, good to know. I'll check mine for tightness. Somebody asked that way earlier and I forgot. I'll check mine once we get done this level. Can I show up close up of the XL printing? Sure. Alright, closer. Sure. I don't know about close up, but closer. Closer I can do. Alright, that's as close as I can get right now. I'm literally pulling wires to get that close, and it's actually turning the camera because the wires are pulled. It's kind of cool. We're getting a panning shot because some wires are pulled so tight they're actually turning the camera. Back, anything exciting? Not particularly. We got a Benji out of it. Let me... Okay, there's the XL printing. How many walls and infill in that gargoyle? I'm doing 3 walls with a 0.8mm nozzle. So that gargoyle is a 0.4mm layer height print with 3 walls and 8% adaptive cubic infill. So very little infill realistically. Yeah. Gargoyle is going to be heavy as concrete. It's going to end up in our garden outside. That's why I printed it so thick since it's PLA. I printed it so thick because it's PLA. I wanted to give it a better chance of holding up outside in the sun. It's cool out right now, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. But over 1 kilogram for sure. I think it's like 2.5 kilogram print. How do you like the Prusa enclosure? I quite like it, honestly. I just wish it could get hotter. Yeah, mine does not get particularly hot. It's good enough for ABS and ASA. Plenty fine for that. I don't know about higher temp materials. I printed PC ABS on it without issue. But Prusa's PC ABS is quite stable. The ABS really adds a lot to that, I would say. So, switching to the poly support head now. Running the Polymaker poly support filament for some supports that are required on this print. Yeah. The Mark IV itself does have parts that get too soft in the enclosure. Absolutely an issue. I had to fix a couple of things on mine. And actually, it's an untalked about point of the Mark IV S upgrade, actually. They didn't... I can understand why they didn't make a point about it. But the Mark IV S, one of the upgrades on it is higher temperature components. The what failed on mine, 2 things failed on my Mark IV in the enclosure. The tensioner arm for the extruder, the Nextruder tensioner arm, that failed. I reprinted it in ASA, and it worked beautifully after I did that. And the Y-axis belt mounting, both of those failed on my machine. And what I did is reprint them in both in ASA. The Mark IV S upgrade actually includes PCCF parts to replace them. So, Qidi has the heater from the Plus 4 on their site for sale. Could be added to some other printers. Yeah, could totally. I mean, that's interesting. I have one of the 24 volt heaters from Qidi around, but yeah. All right. Now let's check out what our new mesh looks like. Yeah, you have to undo all the extruders on the... I'm going to load it real quick. Take a look. Wow. Still the same. So even after the tilt, it's still the same. we've still got a 0.7 deviation after a tilt adjust. That doesn't even make sense. But this corner is way up there at 0.378, 0.38. And this corner is down at there's like a 0.3 deviation from this back right corner to this right front corner. It's almost like something's under the bed on that side. But there's not. There's not. That's a wonky boy. So I'm going to have to work on adjustments. It does use adaptive mesh by default. Out of the box, it uses adaptive mesh. So it does a mesh before every print, and it does a camp type mesh where it meshes just in your print area. So you're going to get a fresh calibration off each print. There is adjustment points for this. You are able to adjust this, and there's also, the folks were informing me earlier, there is a macro set up in the menu system on the screen for a paper adjustment. So I'll do adjustments, jump in the Discord. I will post on the Discord when I get around to doing an adjustment and what the new mesh looks like. So hopefully we can get it better. Yeah. Yeah, the y-axis isn't fixed, the x to y isn't fixed by tilt adjust, totally makes sense in that regard, but still, there's still a pretty big deviation from left to right across the x-axis. Like from the middle, say the middle all the way at the left is negative 0.3, and all the way at the right is positive 0.2. There's a 0.5 millimeter deviation from side to side. Fun fact, Bamboo also now has a manual adjustment routine. Yeah, it's G-code. It's a G-code, I'm pretty sure, that you do. I've never done it. I've never bothered. But there is a manual adjustment for the X1 and the P1 now. So, all right, folks. That's where we're going to wrap it up for this stream. Just at 2.5 hours. We got this thing up and running. Obviously not nearly that long to get it running, but here we are. So thank you all for stopping by. Thanks for checking it out. There is an affiliate link in the description if you're interested in picking one of these up, or it's tagged in chat right now as well. Head out, check out the Discord, and that's it for this one, folks. I'm going to need a lot more time before I decide whether or not I really recommend or think what I think about this, but head over to Discord. I'm sure I'll be putting live thoughts. It's probably a bad thing that I have a Discord to drop my live thoughts into, because I get spicy with my hot takes sometimes. So we're there if you want to see those from time to time. All right, folks, thanks for coming around. And I'm going to play my little... my ad for my fabled creatures, I think, as my outro this time around. Thank you all for coming around. I will see you in the next one. I don't know what and when the next one will be. I need to get the rat rig running. I'm not going to stream that. We'll figure it out. And look out for announcements on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, all those things as I decide and figure them out. Streams on Thursdays. See ya. Creatures series of desk statues, home decorations that you could use to spice up your Halloween decor or any day of the year. Make your house just a little bit spookier. The Fabled Creatures are a line of 3D models from myth, legend, folk tales, and beyond. We have Gregor the Gargoyle, the Eldritch Abomination, the Dark Lord Cthulhu, the Appalachian Terror, Mothman, and coming very soon, the Grim Reaper. We also already have the next design after the Grim Reaper in the works, so look out real soon for an announcement about that. If you want to get the STLs for yourself so you can print them to decorate for this spooky season, head to thangs.com/mandicreally and you can get these today. I've been kind of terrible about promoting my Fabled Creatures series